You know how amazing it is when you meet a parent who selflessly shares what they've learned on their journey so far? And usually it takes a little luck. Well, lucky for you, we have found four amazing moms who are changing systems and minds about what's possible for individuals with disabilities. Take it away, ladies.
Thinking about an action or a first step a family could take. So it's early on in the journey to really, start to drive for a better situation for their child, but then if they're up for it, for other children. What would be your recommendation? Like one step, one action they could take today?
Reach out to your neighbors.
Being uncomfortable for a minute.
Finding that community right away.
Save for college, because that was our biggest mistake. We didn't save for college. We had no idea of all of the college programs that are available, that would have even been available at the time when Sean was growing up. And and they're designed for people with disabilities, so it's not like they're going to go get to USC and get a medical degree or anything like that. But there's great college programs. They're just not cheap. Some are paid for and funded, but the best ones aren't. Yeah. And so that's my big advice. Save for college.
It's very important for a new parent, especially, not to feel they're alone. You're not alone in this journey. So you won't know you're not alone unless you reach out. And many parents feel alone or feel overwhelmed and hold back. And sometimes that is what actually creates the barrier, when you hold back.
The one thing that we do when we go to schools is we challenge people to be the one. Be the one to be kind and be caring. Be the one to just say hi, right? Just smile and say hi. It's really that easy. And be the one to stand up if you see someone left out or being mistreated. Being the one to be an ally. If you hear someone saying the R word, or you hear someone who doesn't know what they're talking about, right? Like, being someone who can come at those situations, presuming positive intent, but at the same time, maintaining your stance and being able to talk about things in a way that's like appropriate, and creating that community, right? And that collaboration on how do we learn and grow together? Because, I don't know everything. And I just listen. Our social media is about sharing everybody's stories, and listening to all of the different perspectives and giving a microphone to whoever it is that wants to share what their life is about. And I learn so much from everybody else.
It's really those self-advocates and finding that community right away as soon as you can. And it's not a support group. That's not what it's about. It's about actually seeing and talking to other parents about what they're going, someone to ask the dumb questions that aren't medically related. It's like, when did your kid sit up? Mine's not sitting up yet. It's those mundane things, because you don't have, the growth chart doesn't apply. Yeah. It's in finding those trudging partners, as to quote Nancy Litteken from Club 21. Yeah. Those friendships are probably the best thing about the diagnosis, because I'm friends with people that I would never have crossed paths with.
It's like, the whole thing, we live in this, what we call a global village, and the global village is possible through networking. And when we say networking, we are saying social network, but it's the same thing. It's the network at the individual level. When you speak to someone, that someone may know someone, that someone may know someone, and may connect you to the right resource. And once you find that right resource, also know that it's a journey. You're not going to, life is a journey, whether you're a parent with special needs or whether you have children without special needs. It's still a journey.
Putting it out there like, hey, I don't know how to do this. Can you help me? Like wanting to collaborate with families. I mean, it's that willingness to learn in the majority of the people that surround us that gives me hope, because we all feel that weird sense of fear, right? When it's something that we don't know, and we have the option of ignoring, right, and pretending we don't see it, bullying, both bad examples, but also leaning in and feeling uncomfortable and learning how to grow as humans. That's like the whole point of being a human being, right? Is to like grow and be the best versions of ourselves.
Don't get too caught up in the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. We make mistakes too. I mean, I didn't have a disability, but I made mistakes. If I had only known so many things about life, I probably would have been somewhere else.
Right.
So, mistakes actually build your character. If you never made a mistake, you probably would not, have much depth to you. So, and also I think it's very important for us, for somebody like you, who is in this position to bring these people together, to form these communities. So main thing, do not feel alone. Never feel alone. The moment you start feeling alone, you just reach out to whoever it is, your pastor, your teacher, your colleague, your high school classmate, I don't know. And once you start talking, it gets easier.
It's really just about being uncomfortable for a minute, right? And seeing how that feels. Dip your toe in, right? And maybe do a letter to the class about your kid and like ways they can support him. And then maybe going in and reading a book, or, it's just dipping your toe in and seeing how it feels and seeing what you're comfortable with and what you're uncomfortable with. And then just kind of pushing those limits a little bit.
Don't compare your child to other children. Compare your child to where they are today from where they were last year.
I believe in our community. I believe in our community's ability to love my son just as he is.
We're brought together because of our kids, and our friendships blossomed because of our kids. And it's glorious, and I love it.
Never lose sight of the goal. If you think you're blocked on something, find another way.
I encourage parents, don't acquiesce. Don't accept. Expect more, and fight for your child, because you are not just their parent, you're their advocate, and you're their change maker.